Okay, I think we are live on YouTube now. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Namaste. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Mohanji Acharya Subhashri from London. And I have today with me two more Acharyas, Arun Vathavuran from UK and also Pooja Sheth from Canada. So as you
Jai
can see,
Mohanji.
um, the subject of today, the topic of today's meeting, why we are all here, is to talk about a very powerful and very exciting retreat or pilgrimage that is coming up. Not Mahakumbh. I know Kumbh Mela is in everyone's talk, but today we are speaking about the divine trails of Sri Lanka with Mohanji. Why it brings that excitement is because just before the COVID lockdown that happened in 2020 February, we had this divine trail of Sri Lanka with Mohanji, and also we had a global summit. So some of us were there in that trip and talking about that feasibility again, that possibility again, with something even more exciting, is why we thought we'll get together. So let me invite Arun first of all. Arun, welcome.
Thank you,
Um,
Subhasri. Jai Mohanji. Jai Mohanji. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Namaste to everyone, wherever you are. Yeah. Thank you, Subhasri.
so Arun, so this excitement of divine trails of Sri Lanka, why is the excitement? Can you please tell our viewers what's going to happen and when?
Yes. Thank you, Subhasri. I'm very excited to share that because last time we had visited very powerful temples. This time we're going to go most of those temples, which I go one by one. At the same time, to the added, we're going to launch or we're going to have the Prana Pratishta, sorry, not Prana Pratishta, the consecration of the land or the Bhumi Puja for the Mohanji Center of Benevolence in Sri Lanka in the beautiful Kitulgala town around tea estates and rivers and that area. So we're going to have the Bhumi Puja with the physical presence of Mohanji. This is, I think, to my knowledge, that's the very first time happening. Mohanji is going to be physically present for a Bhumi Puja. That's never happened before for an MCB. So that's the most excitement. And then alluding to that, we are running this retreat for 10 days to give the opportunity because people are coming all the way from around the world to take part in this once in a lifetime opportunity of the Bhumi Puja with the physical presence of Mohanji. And it's happening for 3 days continuously. Priests, specialist priests, tantris from India, from Kerala, are coming to conduct these rituals, and Mohanji is coming himself. Let explain the important significance of that. And running with that at the same time, we are running a pilgrimage, touching many spiritually charged spots with connecting with the Ramayana as Ramayana trails, and also Kriya tradition and our tradition, Mahavadar Babaji's footsteps. So these are the two uh, different areas we're connecting dots with the creating the new history of the Mohanji Center of Benevolence, starting the Bhumi Puja there. Um,
So what are the dates, Arun?
yeah, it's the pilgrimage starts on the 28th, which is the arrival date. People can come and check
28th
it.
February.
28th of February. People can come and check in the evening, 20th of February. That's a rest day, I mean arrival day. So we start from a town called Nigambu, which is 45 minutes drive from the Colombo International Airport. So it's easy to reach kind of thing. So that's where it starts. And the next day, actual pilgrimage starts itself early in the morning. Or in the morning, we're heading on the west coast to a temple called Muneeswaram. This is 1st of March. This is where Lord Rama himself installed and do Pranaprishta for the Shivalingam as a penance for killing Ravan, who is a Shiva devotee and a Brahman. So for Brahmahati Dosham, for that one, rishis advised Lord Rama to install a Shivalingam. So he installed himself a Shivalingam. So it's a very, I don't have to explain further. For that temple, we are visiting as the first spot on the 1st of March. And then from there, we are heading towards the beautiful part of the country, the town called Kandy, which is in the Central Highlands, where we will visit the Temple of Truth. This is a very Buddhist Center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. There, the relics of Lord Buddha, his teeth himself, will be there. So we're going there. And the night, our pilgrimage people on the 2nd of March, 1st of March night, will spend in Kandy, which is a historic city and a beautiful hill countryside. And from there onwards, on the next day, which is the 2nd of March in the morning, people heading uphill towards Nuvarelia. On the way, there's a special Hanuman temple, Bhakta Hanuman temple. This is the place believed to be Hanumanji first landed in Sri Lanka in search of Mother Sita. And also, during the war, the Ramayana itself, the the armies of Lord Ram's army was marching there in that place. So that's where the temple, it's on a beautiful hilltop temple, Bhakta Hanuman temple. We are visiting there. And then we're heading further up towards the town of Nuvarelia, which is the highest town in Sri Lanka, beautiful, called as Little England. In that place, we're staying overnight and visiting a small, I wouldn't call it an ashram, but there's a powerful place of another saint's Samadhi place where 108 Shivalingas are installed. And that place, we're going there. And then spend the night in this beautiful town of Nuvarelia. And the next day, 3rd of March, is the most exciting day where we will be visiting a temple called Sita Elia. This is the place believed to be, and of course not believed to be in reality, Mata Sita was kept by Ravan in that place. And there's a stream where Sita believed to be bathed herself every day. That stream is nearby. And Lord Hanuman's footsteps are there. Hanumanji's footsteps are there. And as Mohanji says, it's some steps are small, some steps are big. That demonstrate Hanumanji's powerful siddhis of changing himself in size minute to minute, minute to minute. So that footsteps are still there, that temple. And it's called Ashoka Vaita, it's Ashoka Vana, with all the Ashoka trees around. That's the place we are visiting. For that one, the most excitement part on the 2nd of February, Mohanji himself physically joining us. So in
In a
Norelia,
March. Yeah.
yeah, on the 2nd of March. So 3rd March, this temple, Mohanji will be with us. So that's the added excitement and the more powerful. And I think that's profound opportunity anyone can have in the presence of Mohanji, visiting the place where Sita was held captive and the waters where she has bathed and Hanumanji's footprints. So that might be the excitement I can't tell beyond. And then we will continue.
Oh, wow. I'm
And
already getting goosebumps. And
Yeah.
considering lucky that and so blessed that I will be there as well. Yeah, please
yes,
continue.
yeah, thank you, Shubhasi. Yes, you are blessed to be. I mean, it has to be. Then from there we are heading towards the southern coast of Sri Lanka. On the way, we will visit this Batula Katrakama temple. This has connection to Skandavel Ashram in the UK here. And Skandavel's guru get the Lord's authority, Lord Murugan's authority in that temple. So visit that temple and a place called Ravana Ella, where Ravan was hiding.
Sorry, Katrigama is also the temple where Mahavdar Babaji had his
Yes,
first his diksha
that's
from.
That's different Kadragama. So
Oh, I see.
In Sri Lanka, every Lord Murugan or Kartigeya temple in southern Sri Lanka they call Kadragama.
Oh, I see. Okay, so this
Okay,
is a
so
different one.
this is a
All
different
right.
one.
Okay.
And then we are heading after that the Ravana Ella. This is a waterfall where Ravan was hiding and that
Hmm.
place. And then we're heading to the on the 3rd of March, heading to Kadragama. This is the place where Mahavatar Babaji, as a young boy, walked and meditated under Gurukul of Bhoganatha. And so Mohanji will be with us, and we're staying overnight in Katragama. And then from there, for the next day also, we spend quite a bit of time in Katragama, visiting there, meditating there, spending time there, and feeling the Babaji or feel the Babaji who's eligible and can in the presence of Mohanji. Otherwise, we won't be able to. We can just go to Katragama, but um, with the presence of Mohanji, we can feel him. So that beautiful. Perhaps those who there can share the experience from last time. But yeah, then Kadragama. After Kadragama, we are heading to Gaul. This is a beautiful seaside town. It's a rest day like that. We go and enjoy some quiet beach time there. And then heading to Kitulgala. This is our MCB town. which is famous for world famous for whitewater rafting. It's a holiday destination. It's a holiday spot itself. That's where the MCB is going to come. So we're heading there, and then the Bhumi Puja starts on the 6th and happen for the 3 days. Then I don't have to explain much about that. In the Mohanji's presence, the specialist priest from Kerala coming to conduct the Bhumi Puja for the MCB itself. So it's the inauguration or the consecration of the land, and we will spend 3 days there.
So 6th, 7th, and 8th are the 3 days of.
MCB Sri
Mm-hmm.
Lanka Bhumi Puja.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, there's an option. Then people can heading to the one of the rated world's best beach. This is the Bentota Beach to
Mm-hmm.
spend 2 days under
Wow.
the sun and
Ah,
try water sports or whatever it is. That's the package. But I mean, people can choose whatever they wanted to. I mean, it's depending on availability, but that's the actual after the spiritual height, the full relaxation. And we want to make sure one thing, one of the challenge as a traveler I experience, whenever you go to these nice places, you find difficulty in finding vegan food. But we're going to make sure that's all possible because we pre-book and arranging all that kind of thing. So people don't have to worry about vegan or vegetarian. Because
okay.
whenever you go for a seaside resort, normally what you get is seafood, but that's not the case here. So we will make sure that. And then 2 days of relaxation there. That's the total package, if I can summarize.
Yeah.
And one thing on the way I missed, the Nuvarelia, this 108 Shivalingam temple, is the
Mm.
place believed to be Indrajit, Ravan's son,
Mm.
did intense tapas to Lord Shiva
Yes.
to get cities. So that's also another Ramayana place. I
Okay,
think
so for all who joined just now, so 28th February the program starts, 28th February till 10th of March. And so that includes some of these, trips to important places, temples, and very historical places connected to Ramayana. So Sri Hanumanji's temple where Mother Sita was there. So all that, and then 3 days of from 6th to 8th of March is the event in the MCB for the Bhumi Pujan, and then last 2 days, 9th and 10th, relaxation on a beautiful beach side. So 28th February to 10th March, people do have three options. Is that correct, Arun?
four,
People
four,
can
four options.
four options. So can you just remind what are the options?
Yeah, the first option is the full package, arriving on the 28th and checking out on the 10th morning, which is
Mm-hmm.
covers everything.
Mm-hmm.
The other option is those who want to come to the spiritual part and skip the beach, arriving on the 28th and checking out on the 8th midday,
Mm-hmm.
8th midday after the Bhumi Puja. And the third option is people can arrive on the second night. This is the play part where Mohanji will be physically present throughout
Mm.
and go to these important temples and then checking out on the 8th after the Bhumi Puja. And the last option is Bhumi Puja alone, 3 days, arriving on the fifth night and checking out on the eighth night, the eighth
Eight.
afternoon. Yeah.
That's so wonderful. It's so exciting, and I'm totally impressed, Arun, that you know the itinerary so well, night, morning, in detail. And of course, for people who, most people from connected to Indian mythology know about Ramayana. One of the most important mythological story of incarnation of Lord Vishnu as Sri Ram. And it's a beautiful story that happens about the Ram and Ravan, who belonged to Lanka, that is his kingdom, and Ram all the way went from India. So there is a beautiful story that how Ram crossed to Lanka, and this is when the stories of Hanuman and all his other army, which are the jungle armies, are involved. So a beautiful story that we read, but we have hardly had the option of going and seeing it. So going to these places where Mother Sita was there. So we all have read Ashoka Vatika, but being there, I think I can't believe how it will be. And yeah, so Ramayana Trail will definitely be very amazing. And this 108 Shiva Linga that he said, we all know that Ravana himself was a great worshipper of Lord Shiva, and that's how he actually achieved all his powers. And so is his son Indrajit. So I think that temple will also be beautiful. And to watch Hanuman's footprint. Oh my God! I remember here that I was lucky to be there when we had this Ramayana trails with Mohanji in 2020, and we went to some of the temples. So we did go to the Buddhist place that he said is top of the mountain, right? We had
Yeah.
a huge Buddha statue. It was such a beautiful place. Just being there from the top, you also see the ocean or lake. I don't know. I think it's ocean, and that was really really beautiful. We also went to this place where there's a huge statue of Lord Hanuman. Is that the temple that you're going as well on the first day?
No, this is a different one. You were
It's
not
a
there, but
different.
Pooja was there. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. So, and then Katirgama, I was only there for the Katirgama where Mahavtar Babaji was there. I mean, the energy there is a small temple, but again, as you said, being with Mohanji brings different. I think at this point of time, I would like to bring in Puja Shet, let me add her. Pooja Shet is also a Mohanji Acharya from Canada, and she was there for the entire Ramayana Trail in 2020. So,
Yeah.
Pooja, please share some of the things that you remember from this time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Subhashri and Arun, for inviting me. And as Arun was describing the entire trip, I was in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I want to go back there again. It just took me back to so many beautiful moments. And I have actually not shared my Sri Lanka trip with anybody, but it is amazing. Maybe it was meant for this moment for me to share a lot of beautiful moments that have happened with me. uh, it was really a very, very happy retreat. And one of the things I do want to start off with, which is importance, are the logistics. I just want to share how beautifully the entire Sri Lanka trip was managed. The hotels were mind-blowing. They were one of the best hotels I have ever lived in, especially the last hotel. I don't know, Arun, what the name was of that hotel. It was a five-star hotel, if I'm not. I mean, all of them were either four-star or five-star hotels, right?
In our case, this time all the hotels are 4 stars or 5 stars. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that is what it was they were so well managed, the accommodations and the whole logistics, everything was really well taken care of. Even the guides that were with us were really, really amazing. So I do want to start off saying that it was really, really well managed. And really a lot of moments happen with me. One of the, as Arun said, as Subhashri Didi said about the 108 Shivlingam. So if I'm not completely yeah, incorrect. I think these Shivlingams, the 108, had naturally come out of Yamuna River. Is that correct, Arun?
Narmada
Oh,
River. Correct.
Narmada River. Yes, yes.
Yes, that's
So
right.
they have naturally come out of the Narmada River, and that the energy in that place is I cannot even explain. And it was so beautiful there because we went there the first time we took the darshan, and there is a samadhi of the guru at that temple too. And I believe it is also the only Gayatri temple in the entire Sri Lanka, if I'm not wrong.
Correct. That's
Yes,
right.
yes, right. Yeah, that's the only Gayatri Mandir in the whole of Sri Lanka. And it was so beautiful, and it almost felt like the guru who was in the samadhi called all of us again. So we went there the first time to do, to take the blessing of the Guruji and to
I think there is some network issues with Puja.
the Guru and also the 108 Shivling. We went with Mohanji, and the next day,
Puja, I'm sorry. I think we are unable to. Okay, maybe it's
I
better
just
now.
yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
just moved. Sorry, sorry, sorry.
Yeah, we missed a little bit, so maybe you can. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know where I was, but yeah, so we went there where the samadhi of the Guruji is, and again he called us again, and the satsang was actually held there. So we went to that Gayatri temple two times, and all the when you enter the temple, you see the samadhi, but at the same time there are pictures of all the Guru lineage you will see on the walls, and there are 108 shivlings. So one of the most two very beautiful moments happened with me there. One was and this is a blessing you get because you travel with Mohanji. They actually opened the samadhi where the Guruji's samadhi was because we were with Mohanji, and all of us got to do the parikrama of that samadhi just because we were with Mohanji. Otherwise, we would not have had that
Okay.
opportunity to do it. And all of us actually got to touch the Guruji's statue that was there. So that was a huge, huge blessing. And the energy was so amazing. And the other beautiful thing that happened, and it happened both the days. So as I said, there were 108 shivlings. So when I went to take the blessing of the shivling, there was a Rudraksh mala on the shivling. And as soon as everybody, there was a huge line, every one of us is taking the blessing of that shivling. And as soon as I went, the entire Rudraksh mala, and the way it was just surrounding the shivling in a circle way. Like it was the Rudraksh was around, like in a circular way on
Mm.
the shivling. I don't know how that's even possible, but that entire Rudraksh fell on me. So I had the
Mm.
whole Rudraksh fell on me. The next day, when we went back, again, all of us were in the line taking blessings of all 108 shivlings. So we were standing in the line, and there was a flower on top of that very shivling. There was a white or a yellow flower, and as it didn't happen with anybody, but as soon as I went and touched, the flower came and fell on me.
Oh,
and
how,
and they
what a blessing.
I know, and Devi is looking at me and she's smiling. So it was such a beautiful, beautiful moment. Um, so yeah, and the energy was so amazing. And this was the second day when all of us were doing satsang, and it was so beautiful that and the energy was so high. People were just so happy, and we remember, Arun, I don't know if you remember, but all of us started dancing. We everybody was doing bhajans of Mohanji, and all of us are dancing. And I think there's a video of that somewhere in my phone feed as well. So again, such a powerful and such a huge, huge, huge blessing for all of us to experience that particular temple and the samadhi and it's so beautiful how people that run the temple actually invited us, welcomed Mohanji. They gave us so much. They gave us so much respect only because we were with Mohanji, and it was really heartwarming to see. And I really like from within me, I really felt the Guruji was really happy. Like the Guru whose samadhi that was very happy that all of us were there, and he was very happy that we were singing for Mohanji and things like that. So it was really really amazing.
That's
Um,
wonderful.
yeah, and then there were a lot of other moments, and I think it was one of those where Arun talked about. We went to um, the huge murti of Hanumanji. What temple was that, Arun?
I think Bhakta Hanuman Temple.
Yeah, yeah. So that temple, we had a beautiful moment. Mohanji had purchased this huge bouquet of flower, which he wanted to offer to the Hanumanji. And when we went to the temple, it was such a cute moment. Mohanji gave that the bouquet to the priest, and the priest put it right at the hand of Hanumanji. So you could see the whole murti, and then you see like it's a huge murti, and you see this little bouquet that Hanumanji is holding. It was so cute, and it was so beautiful to witness that as well. And in my mind, the whole time we were in the temple, I was like, Mohanji, we have to do the Hanuman Chalisa. We have to do the Hanuman Chalisa. And Mohanji then said, okay, let us all do Hanuman Chalisa. And all of us, all of us were loudly, loudly doing the Hanuman Chalisa. It was such like the energy in the temple, and people chanting Hanuman Chalisa loudly, including Mohanji. Mohanji singing the Hanuman Chalisa with us. So it was like an amazing, and the food was really good as well. I think it is run by uh,
Chinmaya Mission.
yeah, Chinmaya Mission. It's run by
Chinmaya
the Chinmaya Mission. Yeah, yeah. And there was again a very beautiful moment with Mohanji. I don't know. Should I share that, Shubhadi?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
definitely. Go
okay.
ahead.
I will share something really, really cute. And something. One of my most favorite thing is to see Mohanji blush whenever he does. Is one of my most favorite things to see. So what happened is we were all standing in line for food, And Mohanji, with his PAs, was sitting on the first table, right when we enter. And he, by the time we took our food, he was already done. And so what he did is the Chinmaya Mission had these little books. I think they were children books telling you about Rama, like the history of Ramayana or Hanuman stories and things like that. So he was sitting by himself. All of us were eating, and he's sitting by himself, and he's opening the book and he's reading the book. And people on my table were, I think, Shanae was there, Bimal was there, Dan was there. So there were a few of us in that table we were sitting, and all of us looked at Mohanji, and then all of us among ourselves were talking about how cute he looks, just sitting there with the book open and reading all by himself. His PAs were not there, nobody was there, and all of us are just talking about, look how cute he looks. That's literally the conversation on that table. And all you see in the next moment is Mohanji's reading. He's and he we were sitting that way, right? So he's reading. He looks up and he is blessing all of us, and he's blushing. You could see all this blushing. So
He heard you.
he heard us. He heard that we were telling how cute he looks. It was such a cute moment. It's so ingrained in me. It's so that the impression of that moment is so inside of me because it was so cute. So yeah, it was an extremely, a very, very powerful, and just being with Mohanji there, it is unparalleled, that experience, the entire. Um, and then Kattar Gama again, the place of where
Baba.
yeah,
Baba.
Mahavatar Babaji, where he got his initiation by his guru. Again, a very, very powerful, powerful place. I mean, we did have one experience, which I think I'm just going to keep that personal. I don't mind sharing it with Shivadi and Arun, but I won't share it out
Understand.
publicly. Yeah, yeah, but it was a very, very powerful temple, and being with Mohanji, and the cutest thing I can share, really, really the most cutest thing is that Mohanji had a feather. He was holding a peacock feather and he was walking around, and you could tell, like you could tell that at that moment he's become a skanda, or he's become Avatar Babaji. In that cute, it was such a cute moment, and he's just walking around with it, and he was wearing this bright kurta as well, so it looks so cute on him when he was going walking with that. Again, a very, very powerful temple, an experience that is unparalleled. And a lot of these places, when you go, you cannot really put into words what we actually experience. uh, we go there, and the energy being with Mohanji there, um, these are things we can only explain with the limited words that the vocabulary has, like the languages have, but it is beyond words and beyond experiences, a lot of these things that happen. And when we went to Sri Lanka in 2020, we were actually there for Mahashivratri. So uh, I remember the night, the entire night. It was Rajesh Kamath was doing the Homa, and a few of us, we were just we were like 5 or 6 of us who actually stayed up the entire night. So I think it was Sonia Didi was there, and Chris was there. So we were just a few of us, and some people went to the room and came back, like Sanjay Acharya. But a lot of us, like I was there for the throughout the entire night. I was sitting there. So the whole Homa experience that we had over there, and in presence of Mohanji, obviously Mohanji wasn't there the entire night. He was there energetically, but he wasn't there physically. But being with Mohanji the entire Mahashivratri also, especially in the morning, was unbelievable. And something really beautiful happened. Really, really beautiful happened. The next day, the actual Shivratri, when it was Mahashivratri, I don't remember where we were. Arun, you might have to recall. I don't know what temple we were at, but over there, we had bilwa leaves in that temple, and it was Mahashivratri. And we saw the bilwa, and the bilwa fell in my hand or something from the tree, and Mohanji was right in front of me at that point. So I said Mohanji, and Mohanji turned, and I said bilwa. I had bilwa in my hand, and right in that moment, on Mahashivratri, that moment, I took the bilwa and I put it on Mohanji's head, and I said, Baba. And I chanted Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah Om, and I put it on Mohanji's head like that, right in that moment on Mahashivratri. So yeah, it was these little moments were amazing. And um, one of the other places that we went, again, the temple, the Sita temple that Arun was talking about. I think it is said to have the jewelry of Ma Sita is also in that temple, right, Arun? It is believed to be.
Believed to be, yeah.
Yeah, it is believed to have the house, the jewelry of Mother Sita is said to be in that temple too. Again, a very powerful experiences I've had. Again, I cannot share that. It's because it's too personal, but it was unbelievable. The things that have happened, and the caretaker of that person of that temple is also somebody where I personally felt he was Hanumanji, but it's my inner feeling. I mean, nobody has said this, but it is something that I felt from my heart. I bowed down and I touched his feet because from my heart I felt that he's not a human being. um, and it was amazing. Like we've had like so many experiences like this, and then um, I'm trying to remember where else we went.
No, actually, thank you, Pooja, for,
Yeah.
while you were speaking, the energy was just flowing. And I mean, Arun and I both are speechless because of that. But the fact that not just these places are amazing, I mean, these are incredible places. These are not something that uh, you can just go anytime. We read it since our childhood, we read. People who are not from India also, they know about Ramayana, and these are something that you can only read in the scriptures. But to actually experience, to keep your foot there, it's unbelievable to see, in reality, Hanumanji's footprint, in reality the space where Mother Sita once sat, the reality of, where Lord Rama worshipped Shiva before starting this war. All these are, not dream, these are reality. And what makes it super special, as you were saying, and as it was so evident from the way that you were describing, is that happiness, that joy, that excitement, because Mohanji was there.
Yeah.
So that brings a different, you can just be a tourist and go and visit these places, and you'll still feel the energy because they're super energetic places. But when you travel with Mohanji, is altogether takes you in 100 dimensions
Yeah, it's a
above. And that's
completely
exactly what we.
different dimension. He will
Yeah.
make sure the wishes fulfilled, or we have the experiences which we are eligible. Otherwise, we won't be able to feel. We can just go there, pray there, and
Yeah,
come. But that's completely different.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, this can I share one more thing because it came in my mind. Is it okay?
Sure, please go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So another beautiful moment happened in that temple where it is just the temple that Arun was explaining, where Lord Rama has done tapas and created the
What is-
Shivlingam. They say that there is also a Shivling over there, which is made by Lord Brahma. Um, and it was such a beautiful moment when we went there that what had happened is that I think I was one of the few people. So I started because it was open. All of us, like within the Mohanji family, whoever was with Mohanji, all of us were taking blessings of that shivling. And then I come back and sit in the bus. There were two more people there, Dan and somebody else was there, and both of them got. I told them, go quickly and take that blessing. It is said that this is made by Lord Brahma. And then they came back and they told me that they were the last people who actually uh, got to take blessings of that shivling, because after that they actually closed the shivling and said nobody out from the outside is allowed to actually touch or take blessings of the shivling. So only the people with Mohanji who were with Mohanji actually got to take that blessing.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, yeah. So it was a very
Amazing.
special moment.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you for, sharing your experience from Sri Lanka for the first time. And I think we are very lucky
To
and
hear firsthand.
privileged, privileged to hear that. So thank you for that, and also with the energy that you shared. So just stay on. We will continue the talk. I just noticed Bimal being here
Yeah.
and assist on his video. So Bimal, you were there. Bimal is also Mohanji Acharya from USA. And I believe, Bimal, you were there as well for the Sri Lanka trails in 2020. You're muted.
Yeah, I was, and I just happened to hear about this meeting from Bhavani, and she told me to join to see what's going on with the meeting. She's busy.
Oh,
So I
great.
just thought I'll just listen to what's going on. I'll let her catch up on everything. But then when Pooja started speaking about all the adventures we had over there, it was
Mhm.
just so heartwarming, you know, it was just so nice. Especially the part that we were watching Mohanji, observing Mohanji. I forgot about that. And it was very, very keen on remembering that. That was nice. That was so memorable. But
Oh,
the whole trip, you know, like Subhashi said, it's you know, Sri Lanka by itself, it's extremely beautiful. It's extremely spiritual. It's great. But adding the essence of Mohanji and you're with him, oh, it just unlocks everything. It's just amazing. One of my favorite moments was that the Hanuman temple where we did the Hanuman Chalisa. I sat right next to Mohanji and I'm looking at Hanuman, I'm looking at Mohanji, and it was just an
wow.
amazing, like one of the most memorable events with Mohanji for me. And the whole trip is it's incredible. Every single you mentioned a lot of the stuff with you already, so I won't repeat it, but everything was memorable, including the ground crew there. They took care of everything. Arun and crew, they took care of everything, and everything was so pleasant. And the hotels were extremely nice, very, very nice. So whoever gets to go this time, you're extremely fortunate to be there, and especially with Mohanji traveling with you, I wish I was there. It's
I,
going to be amazing.
I can't show you, but I'm really getting goosebumps when you mentioned about the looking at Mohanji and looking at Hanumanji. I mean,
Oh,
this is
it's
incredible. And
spectacular. I
like I
mean,
said,
it's etched in my memory forever.
yeah, and as Arun mentioned about that, it's a desire of your either from this life or from previous lives, which gets fulfilled. It's not an ordinary holiday. It's not an ordinary tour. It's not an even ordinary pilgrimage. You are going there to fulfill something, to complete something, to fulfill your desires. One of such thing actually happened with me, and I was completely unknown about it. I connected to Mohanji, I connect to Krishna, Jagannath, and that aspect, even to Sai Baba to some extent. I was not connecting so much to Mahavtar Babaji. It's very unusual for Mohanji family, but a few months before this happened, I think about 6 months before, I got in bits by bit, in pockets, actually, this whole experience of experiencing Mahavdar Babaji's energy trickled into me. Actually, that happened when we were preparing for our Acharya training. Remember, we had sets of blogs to read and prepare for the interview before, to become Mohanji Acharya. And in that, we had these sets of blogs written by Mohanji about Mahavdar Babaji, three sets of blogs. I remember when I started reading that, for this is now to really grasp it, because in interview I will share. So in order to know that not just as a story but to actually understand the essence, I was reading with complete focus. And something really um, miraculous happened with me just by reading that blog itself, because it was Mohanji's own words and he had written it. By the third blog, I completely went out to a different world. I completely collapsed for 3 hours. I was in a different world. I came back after to my senses after 3 hours, and then I just went off to sleep. And next day I realized, okay, something had happened. And that's when I had, that energy just by reading Mohanji's blog. This is what happened. And from there, one by one, this essence of Mahavtar Babaji came to my awareness. I have written a blog, so I will not go through that whole thing. But it didn't just happen one day, it happened slowly. When I realized that when we say, all is one and one in all, as I realized the essence of Mahavtar Babaji in Mohanji, I realized that Mohanji is none other than Mahavtar Babaji. And so, in the end, when I have concluded that, which took me some time, uh, that's when, that my conclusion that Mohanji is none other than Mahavtar Babaji, that's when I connected to Priti Gopal Ratnam. And, she is very connected to Mahavtar Babaji. She actually connected to Mohanji from or through Mahavtar Babaji, longing to meet Mahavtar Babaji. So when we connected, she said that, both my understanding started with this Katargama, this small village where Mahavtar Babaji as a young child had taken the initiation from his Guru Bhoganatha. So I didn't even know that this was in Sri Lanka. I was so naive. I didn't have any knowledge. So Priti said to me that, Subha, how amazing it will be that we both can be one day in Katargama with Mohanji. This was 6 months before the Sri Lanka thing. And I said, like, this is, some things you can't even dream, right? This was one such thing that you can't even dream. I said, oh, wow. I said, I'm just happy uh, to know this truth and the way that this whole truth revealed to me. This was not something told. In fact, how much ever I tried to extract from Mohanji, he wouldn't budge. He would always say, I am only Mohanji. I have born as Mohanji, I will die as Mohanji. I'm no one else. That's how he stuck to it. But for me to, find that fact out was a great, revelation by itself. So this was mine and Preeti's discussion 6 months or 8 months before Sri Lanka happened. And when Sri Lanka happened, I was not even initially supposed to go. And then I decided I will only go for a global summit 2 days. But ultimately, it happened that I stayed on for this day because it was Mohanji's birthday. And on that morning, we went to Katargama. So when we actually stepped onto the temple, we both stood and we took a special photo and saying that, you know what, we just on WhatsApp exchanged this desire of being at Katargama. We never even dreamed that Mohanji will bring us together along with him to this place. And after that, it's a small temple. But when we sat in front of that small Babaji's temple, we all did kriya. We sat down and did kriya. I think that kriya was something different. It just you go into complete shunya, nothing. There is a nothingness. So yeah, I mean, yeah, desire. Everything is for completion. Nothing happens just like that. We may or may not realize to that place. I think I am feeling so blessed now to know that all those places that I couldn't go that time because I didn't stay for the entire trail, what I couldn't go that time, I'll go. I connect to Lord Ram a lot. So to visit this Hanuman temple, to visit Sita's place, I can't say that how blessed I am feeling already right now that this opportunity. And thank you, Arun, for organizing all this again. So yeah, anything more, Vimal or Pooja, you want to share? Sorry, I took a bit long. I got carried away. Anything else you want to share from that trip? Or Arun, why don't you share from that trip? You were there as well with us.
Yeah, I was there again. I just want to touch on this Katragama, the Mahavadar Babaji's place. It's also named as Dakshina Kailash because it's on the same, I think, the longitude as Kailash itself, and it's called as named as Dakshina Kailash as well. It's a very special mystical Lord Muruga's place and Mahavadar Babaji. And then I have to say, then again, adding because I've been to Kadragama 3 times before. Once with Mohanji, twice in my own. But only when with Mohanji's presence, I felt Mahavir Babaji. Before that, it doesn't. It's some things, Even though you go, you don't because that Mohanji's presence will make it possible for ourselves to experience and feel. Otherwise, I mean, as usually, I mean, that's my experience. So that's the special icing on the cake is visiting this with Mohanji. That's no way near of any other experience because I'm Sri Lankan. I can go anytime, but going with Mohanji is extremely special, blessed opportunity. And I think perhaps for those who join later, I just want to summarize the retreat starting on 28th of February and finishing on 10th March. There are 4 different options to take part in the Bhumi Puja alone, Bhumi Puja, and the travel of the Ramayana temples and Kadragama with Mohanji, and the entire trip for the pilgrimage, and also at the beach holiday part at the end in the one of the best beach in the world as well. And yeah, in terms of logistics and arrangements, we will make sure all the hotels are 4 star or above and very good, as Bimal and Pooja kindly indicated. And also, food is vegan, vegetarian, 100%. That's we will make sure, and that will happen. That's for the benefit of those who join later.
I think those beaches are not to be missed. Because oh my god, I can't forget the the first hotel that we stayed, which is on the beach.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful hotel where we had our global summit, and that's where we stayed. The beach was so good, my god, white soft sand and these blue waves. Oh my god, every morning we used to go, and we used to also do sit down and do kriya there.
Yes, by the water we were
By the water
practicing
on
kriya.
the,
Yes, yes,
and that had a amazing thing. And also the homa that happened, that Puja was mentioning, the Shivratri homa happened on the beach.
yeah.
And it was so powerful, my god. We all have written, some of us have written about that experience, when Mohanji was sitting, all that was happening in the homa and this chanting. And it's incredible. Arun, do we have any homa this time in the Mohanji Center, or what's happening during the Bhumi Pujan? Do you
It's
know?
Bhumi Puja rituals happening for 3 days continuously. Four priests,
Okay.
three priests and an assistant coming from Kerala doing
Mm.
these the pujas. And it will involve something like a fire ceremony, homa,
Definitely
but
homa would be there.
not
Yeah,
will be
yeah,
there. Yeah, but I
yeah.
don't know the nitty-gritty of the puja itself. Got a long list of things to do shopping, but don't know the nitty-gritty.
But Arun, please do tell now about the center, the land. How it is. Just tell us about that.
Yeah, this is going to be the Mohanji Center of Benevolence. I mean, it's already Mohanji Datta Tapovan, Sri Lanka. This is a 9-acre plot uh, sitting by the river Kalaniganga. Kalaniganga is originating from the Sri Pada, which is believed to be the holiest mountain of Sri Lanka. On top, there's a footprint, which is believed to be by Lord Shiva's footprint by Hindus. And some people say Hanumanji's footprint, and also Buddhist believe it's the footprint of Lord Buddha. From that hill itself, mountain itself, this river originates, and that's just probably 150 meters from MCB Sri Lanka or the
Oh
Mohenjo-daro
wow.
of Sri Lanka. It's a walking distance and it's sitting surrounded by tea estates, beautiful place, and all these spiritual hotspots are very close by. And the town is world famous for whitewater rafting, Kitulgala. Even
Mm.
some Hollywood movie was shot there long back because it's famous for whitewater rafting. That's the town is. The famous Hollywood movie, one of the, I forgot the name, but was shot there in that town, Kitulgala. It's a holiday spot. And that's where this 9-acre beautiful land. And this will have, now we are doing the Bhumi Puja, and Mohanji have give clear instructions, and there will be temples for obviously Lord Ganesh, Baba, and Dattatreya, Shivaling, and Mahavatar Babaji, Hanumanji, Krishna, and Buddha. Because Sri
Wow.
Lanka, it's Buddha as well. So 8 different
Wow.
murtis and temples will be built, and accommodation facilities, everything as part of the MCB will come step by step. And now we are busy designing the place on paper. I mean, the architects are working on that one, and the Bhumi Puja is the official launch of this one. I believe this Mohanji Datta Tapovan, Sri Lanka.
Wonderful. Such excitement, especially now that we know the power of all the Mohanji centers across the world, and this place we can't wait. Also, just I know Mohanji mentioning this because all the places that all the lands so far for Mohanji centers that has been found are termed as almost Deva Bhumi by the Vastu experts. And he was telling, laughing one day, he said, the Vastu guy asked him, Mohanji, how is that on the earth that you are the one who is finding all the places as the Devabhumis?
Yes, the Vastu expert visited this place and he again mentioned, yeah, river on the river, and not only river, I forgot to mention, on the land itself, there's a
Hmm.
stream, drinking water stream, which is
Yeah.
heading to the river. So the land is bordering a stream and the river is only 150 meters away.
Uh,
So
No, I think one of the instructions of Mohanji is that in all the Mohanji centers, all the five elements should be there. So he wants woodland, there should be trees, and also there should be water body. Flowing stream is even better. But somewhere, in the land, and that's very, very auspicious. So this is indeed very, very auspicious. And like as you said, Mohanji coming there for the Bhumi Puja, of course, adds to a different level
Dimension.
altogether. Yeah, yeah, amazing. Okay, so I would like to share. You shared one video about this trip, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to share that with our viewer. If you give me a moment, I'm going to share. Um, I just hope it. Okay, I'm nearly there.
Step onto the blessed land where divine love, unshakable belief, and the victory of good over evil unite. Journey through ancient temples, lush landscapes, and sacred history where the essence of the Ramayana still pulses. This is the land where Lord Rama's divine mission unfolded, where Sita was held captive and Ravana's kingdom once stood. Here, faith triumphed and love conquered all.
Amazing. Wow, I'm sure Pooja, it must have brought you some glimpses back. You saw yourself
Definitely.
in those
I
photos.
see. I saw myself, which proves I was there. Yeah, definitely. Amazing memories. As I said, as Arun was describing, I'm like, oh my God, I want to go back. I want to go back to Katargama. And being with Mohanji there is next to parallel. Um, Definitely, I would, again, before we conclude, I would just say that if you have this opportunity, if you have this means, do not miss this at all. Definitely see how you can, arrange maybe in whatever way, try to get holidays from work, but definitely do not miss this opportunity to be on this pilgrimage with Mohanji. And yeah, it is once in a lifetime, definitely.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you.
Thank you. Perhaps we
Bimal,
can.
any
Yeah.
last final words from you?
Well, yeah, just go telling what Pooja said. It is an absolutely remarkable trip. Next to Kailash, I think this is the one of the most memorable trips that I've ever taken with the group with Mohanji. So anybody who's going will surely enjoy it, will benefit long time. They'll make long-term friends and memories from this trip. So it's going to be a blessed trip, guaranteed. And you should, put all the efforts into coming as best you can. Don't miss it. It's definitely worth it.
Thank you, Bimal. Arun, you
Sure.
were saying something?
No, I was saying I was sharing the Natesh video. I was asking, but yeah, uh, one thing I can say is, yeah, if you have any further questions, please drop a line to srilanka@mohanji.org, and we'll be able to provide for the details or anything. But yeah, as I don't have to say that, Bimal and Pooja said that clearly, loud and clear, and the experiences itself, what we shared itself, will speak for themselves.
There is one part which is the background of this. And Arun, you are very humble about it, but I must share this. I remembered this because today we were writing this testimonial and was going through reviewing what Jay has written, and the Art Sri Lanka thing came there. So it's fresh in my mind, and I would like to share the background of how this Mohanji Center in Sri Lanka came. 2 years back, there was no sign of it. It was a far away dream. Arun sits and works from London. So the maybe Arun, I don't know, you are best at describing it from where it starts to when there was this finance you know uh, turbulence that happened in Sri Lanka, and people were out of job. They didn't even have food to eat. This was affecting the entire country at that time. Act UK actually decided to, of course, it's Mohanji's guidance, that Act UK decided to set up a temporary food shelter,
Community kitchen.
community
They're
kitchen
feeding
to,
people with hot lunch every day.
yeah.
And
And I remember you had only not enough fund was there, and so you, Arun and Jay, actually went on a fundraising drive of skydiving. Is
yes,
that correct?
yes,
Skydiving for the first time. They risked their life, but and I was supposed to be part of it. I ditched in the end. Last minute something happened. Anyway, and I remember that we had only about 3,000 pounds collected, which was sufficient for a month. And Arun was telling, I don't know what's going to happen after 1 month. And we you plan for 100 people per day for that month. And I must tell, it really brings goosebumps to even think about it. I don't know how this is grace of Mohanji, of course, but of course your intention. Within less than 9 months, there were 9 such food centers across the world that you established. You adopted a school. Now, more details of how many people and all that. Please go ahead and tell that story of that 9 months, from
yeah,
1 to 9
yeah. I
kitchen.
will quickly say, yeah, going back, this is going a little bit off scope, but long back, I got a one-word command from Mohanji for a different instance. Arun do Annadan. This is 2019. And then I was doing that by to my capacity by feeding birds or doing giving whatever I can. But when this opportunity come, when we started this community kitchen with Mohanji's guidance, it's again hurdle after hurdle at the start. We were trying hard, and at some point it's kicked off. And one day we come to the full strength of on that day we served 108 meals, and then we realized that was the day of Baba's Mahasamadhi, and that's where it's kicked off. So that's again a simple testimonial who is the doer here. And then from that, it's developed into many school feeding programs, cataract surgeries, and the ACT in a big scale in Sri Lanka. And now we got the ACT Foundation Sri Lanka registered body and everything. And then the intention of having our own center as an ACT service center came. Then it's now manifested into MCB. So that's the way it's grown. When we started the actual community kitchen, we probably have 100 pounds. That's it. And then we started fundraising with the skydive, and that took us here today to doing the inauguration or the Bhumi Puja for the MCB in Sri Lanka, Mohanji Dattata Bhavan in Sri Lanka, and the service still continues. And school children fed every day, 400 children fed every day, and a lot of activities happening there as well. And it's expands and go in the steady space, and this is purely Mohanji's grace, no other words, and we can see that. And I invite all of you to come and see the Mohanji Dattata Bhavan, the beautiful land as well. Yeah.
So this all started in sometime
2 years back.
end of 2022, isn't it?
Yeah.
So in 2 years, that journey from that skydiving to
Yeah.
landing on Mohanji Dattata Bhavan, I think
Yes.
that was a great journey for you.
Thank you. We're blessed to be as
Amazing,
part of it.
amazing. Yeah, so I think it's really exciting to be there, and you have already covered, and I think our webpage mohanji.org has all the details about this whole trip. Is there any question anyone has? If you write on the comment on the YouTube as you watch the video, we can get the team to answer that, or you can write to srilanka@mohanji.org.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see if any way we can help you. If there are further doubts, we can that can be cleared. And the team is here to invite you, welcome you to the land of Ravana, but such beautiful land with Rama and Mahavtar Babaji, and
Where
this
the
just a pretty country, so beautiful country with beautiful people as well. Yes, Arun, you said something?
where the Ramayana's critical parts unfolds, that land itself is come and
Yeah,
witness.
yeah. That's wonderful. Okay, so thank you so much, Arun, for doing what you have done for Sri Lanka. I must thank on behalf of all the acharyas. You know, this is incredible journey. Even today, like as I said, when I was writing in the Guru Lila book, we were really surprised to see how much has happened in Sri Lanka in the short time. Your intention and definitely this ashram, Mohanji Datta Tapovan space, the center would be very, very beautiful and powerful. And to be part of this historical moment, I mean, this ashram is going to be there for hundreds of years, for generations to come. So to think that we are there when the Bhumi Pujan happened, oh my God, what a grace, what a blessing. So I'm already feeling myself on top of the world that I am going. And any of you who have any doubt whatsoever, talk to me. I'll convince you. And let's go there. Like Pooja said, Bimal said, it's not just a pilgrimage. It will be a lot of fun as well, and a lot of memories, moments to carry to remember all your lives, and the beautiful beaches, the beautiful water. So with that, we will look forward to seeing many of you. And thank you, Arun, for organizing all this.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Subhashri. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you, Bimal. Thank you, everyone. I look forward to welcome you, most of them in sunny Sri Lanka, soon in 4 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jai Mohanji.
Jai Mohanji.
Mohanji.